Wonderful. Well, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for Bike MS New York City Logistics Call 2023. It's hard to believe that we are less than 3 weeks away from the ride, but we are. It's incredible. No one is more shocked than the bike team, I'm sure. We're looking forward to putting together an unforgettable experience for you on October 22nd, and we look forward to answering your questions tonight and providing you with all the information you could hope for. We want you excited, we want you prepared when it comes time to ride. So just one more item before we get going. We've been kind of chatting before this, but roll call. Tonight we'll be hearing from the bike team, the New York City bike team, and from our event production partners over at Blue Palette Events. Running the recording, we have our bike director, Rachel Oster. Bike manager Pete Starts will be co-presenting with me, and we'd like to welcome Sam Allen from Blue Palette, who will be giving you important and vital information. And then there's myself, Jesse James Ryson, bike manager with Bike MS New York City. I hear he's an okay guy, so try to go easy on him as he presents tonight. Now, I'm already hearing beeps and bops, so this is a good time to interject with this. But before we get started, let's briefly go over everyone's favorite topic, best practices for using Microsoft Teams. So we're going to go over mute and camera. Please do stay on mute unless you are speaking. That's going to make it smooth and seamless for everybody. The microphone icon should have that little cross through it, and that is signaling that you are muted. Your camera status is ultimately up to you, but this video is being recorded and will be shared with a bunch of people. So if your camera is on, we can see you, and other people can see you as well. So we tend to recommend that you hit the camera off, but if you want to be seen, that's up to you. Just keep that in mind. If you do have questions, some of you have discovered the chat already, but if you want to send a hello or a celebratory message, feel free to pop that into the chat. We will be monitoring that as best as we can, though there may be some catching up, may be a bit delayed. Again, all participants will be able to see the chat, so please, nothing you wouldn't want your grandmother to read. Additionally, if you do have a question that needs addressing before the Q&A, you can raise your hand. That is a button in there. Somebody's got a chime going, so just check those mute buttons if you're not speaking. If you do have a question, you can raise your hand and we will signal that out as best as we can. All right, I think we have all of the housekeeping out of all taken care of, so we can move on to the fun stuff. So we've taken a look at the who we are, we've taken a look at the exciting world of Teams. Now we can take a look at the what we're going to be talking about. Tonight we'll be prepping you for everything you need to know before ride day, what to expect on ride day at this year's Bike MS New York City ride, and we'll cover some important tips and safety information for your success in a few short weeks' time. So how about we get started at the beginning and cover some important pre-ride information. Pete, why don't you get us started with how we're doing on your fundraising efforts?
Hi guys, my name is Pete Starts. I'm the development manager, as Jesse said. I just want to say thanks to everyone's hard work so far. We are currently at 45% of our way to our goal of raising $2.445 million for Bike MS New York City. As you can see, we've already raised over $1 million, and we also have over 1,800 riders signed up across 272 teams. The good news is there's still time to get involved. So if you know of any friends or family or coworkers that are interested in riding with you this year, they still have a chance to sign up. Make sure to share the code Join Me so that they can get 15% off their registration fee when they do sign up. And I'll turn it back over to Jesse to take the next part.
No, you're not. Let's kick it right back over to you.
Oh, whoops. I should have checked my notes.
All right.
Just kidding. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it going. These are some important dates as we get closer to ride day. The first one I do want to point out is Friday, October 6th. Is the deadline to qualify to have your rider packet placed in the mail. So anybody who raises $250 by this Friday will be included in the final mailing going out next week. Our next date is Tuesday, October 10th. This is the next and final registration fee increase before Ride Day. So on this day, our registration fee is going to increase from $60 to $70. And lastly, Friday, October 20th and Saturday, October 21st are our rider packet pickup days. We'll speak to this in more detail in a few slides coming up. Please note that online registration will close at 4 p.m. on Saturday, the 21st, and we will not have packet pickup or registration on the day of the ride, Sunday, October 22nd.
Right. Thanks, Pete. Now it is coming back to me.
Now it's all you.
So those are really important dates. You all are really killing it with the fundraising. Thank you so much for your efforts in that. Important deadlines aren't the only thing you should be keeping in mind as you continue your fundraising. You want to remember some of the great Bike MS incentives that await you along the road. As always, participants who raise $1,000 or more join our top fundraiser club and earn this year's top fundraising jersey, which showcases the Manhattan Bridge, backlit majestically by the event's morning sunrise that some of you know all too well. We hope you like this year's design as much as we do. And it kind of intimidates me because next year's our 40th anniversary and we're really going to have to outdo ourselves at that one. Of course, the more you raise, the more prizes you qualify for. Tiers open to you at the 500, 100, 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000, and 10,000 marks. I especially want to highlight the 5,000 tier as that does activate the Passport rider status. Some of you were talking in the pre-chat about that. Passport allows you to ride in any ride in our series with no fundraising minimum. Passport ridership is a great way to explore what the Bike MS community has to offer nationwide with our more than 50 rides across the country. And it's a great stretch goal to set for yourself. Just a little bit earlier, Pete mentioned packet pickup, everyone's favorite couple of days. Every rider needs a packet, and riders who have not met their $250 fundraising minimum by Friday, October 6th, will need to attend in-person packet pickup. You can count how many times I say packet pickup during this section, and maybe we can make a little drinking game out of it later. Packet pickup takes place on Friday, October 20th and Saturday, October 21st. At the Courtyard Marriott, New York, Manhattan, Midtown West. Say that 20 times fast. Located on the corner of 10th and 34th. This is the only time to receive your packet after the mailing deadline on Friday. So now that we've established that everyone needs a packet, we'll take a look at what comes with each packet and why that's important. First, you get your bib number. This bib number will assist with identification on the route. Please safety pin the bib number on your back on the outermost layer of clothing that you're wearing the entire time you are riding. You do need that during all of the ride experience. If you are wearing layers, keep that in mind. You may need to move that from one layer to another as you change. You'll also receive your bike plate. The bike plate number matches your bib and must be fastened to the front of your bike at all times while you're on the route. Now, these bike plates are double-sided, so if you choose to do the 30-mile or the 50-mile, you'll want whatever mileage you're riding facing out so that people can see it. I missed my career as a stewardess, but this just popped in. I don't know why. Twist ties will be included in your packet. You'll also receive your event safety wristband. You are required to wear this wristband at all times while on the ride and at the event. The wristband identifies you as a Bike MS participant and grants you access to food, beverages, and Bike MS services. So your bib number, your bike plate, and your wristband, very important. The wristband and the bib number will have emergency contact information. Please do fill that out. Heaven forbid there's an emergency and we need to get a hold of somebody. One final reminder, maybe not the final reminder, there is no on-site registration or packet pickup in the morning of the event. If you have questions or are struggling with that, please reach out to a cyclist representative so that we can hopefully address those concerns. All right, packet pickup there, one more time for those that were counting. So now that we're good to go with pre-ride prep, let's get on to what you've been waiting for, ride day. Pete. Nope, not Pete. I'm sorry. I'll introduce Sam. See, now I messed it up. We're even. Sam from Blue Palette. Hello.
Thank you. As mentioned, I'm Sam. I'm on the production side. So just want to give you guys a little bit more information about getting to the pier, information on the start line, and making your experience easy as possible morning of. So the start line is in a new location this year, which we're really excited in reference to Pier 76. So it's not far from where we were last year. We're just moving down a few blocks. So now the start line will be starting off of West 34th Street. So this is near Pier 46. So that will be where the start line is. And then that will have the VIP lineup directly behind the start arch. And then from there, everyone will line up together with the 30 and 50 miles all together. And then at the end, you'll see the team meeting areas, which are indicated with different feather flags on site for the different colors for the meeting locations. So just some key things for you guys to know when you're coming. There's no on-site parking provided for this event. We're downtown Manhattan, so there's plenty of parking garages near. So I would utilize some of the apps. Some good ones are Icon Parking or Spot Hero that you can download prior. And you can look up some nearby lots that are close to walking. There's also different pricing on there for you guys so you can see what is the best option for yourselves. There's also different drop-off locations. So we'll have one drop-off location at West 44th Street where you'll see signage that will indicate rideshare drop-off there, and then also on West 44th Street. If you're just coming in for the team meetings, it's probably best to go to West 44th Street. And then if you want to head to the pier for like customer service, bike rentals, the West 34th Street is probably your best spot to get dropped off at. Just some key things that'll be open for you guys in the morning. So customer service we'll have at Pier 76. This is if you have any issues or need some troubleshooting for anything in that morning, that'll be located there for you. We'll also have bike repair available. This will be in the start chute, which is great. So you'll see there's breakfast trucks and then bike repair comboed together every few blocks within the start line area. So in that breakfast trucks, we'll have like water, different snacks for you guys to enjoy prior to heading out onto the course. This isn't a full breakfast, but just more snacks, things that will fuel you guys before you start, like bananas, apples, things like that. And then also Trek will be providing the bike repair for you guys too if you need to inflate your tires, if you need some quick things that just get you guys prepared to head out on the course. Some other things too is the bike rental pickup will also be open for you guys in the morning. So you'll see that's on Pier 76. There'll be plenty of signage for you guys to see where that is located so you guys can pick up any of your bike rentals. And then we'll also have bathrooms available for you guys as well. So there's 3 different locations that you can utilize the bathrooms in the morning. The first being on Pier 76. So they'll be located near that customer service area. And then we'll also have them located on West 40th Street and then also West 43rd Street. Something to be aware of is the other side of traffic is still open. So only this southbound lanes is closed down for the start line. So the northbound lanes is open for traffic. So just when you're out there, make sure that you're always abiding by the rules of the road and looking both ways, or also following the stop and go signs to make sure that you guys are safe when crossing the road. Some call outs for timing. So the chute will open at 6 a.m. So this will be when the breakfast trucks open, customer service, bike repair, all of those items. And then also at 6 a.m., the VIP breakfast will start and bag check will open as well. And then the ride start is 7 a.m., but this is dictated by NYPD, so this might adjust slightly based off of road closures, getting everything shut down to make sure everything is safe out there for you guys. And I will kick it back over.
Great, thank you. Sam, it's a lot of good information. I do want, and thank you, Rachel. I see you addressing questions in the chat there. There is one question that came up that I do just want to bring into this. We had a question, will these maps be online? Yes, they are. Yes, they will, and yes, they are. I know in a presentation like this, they can be a little small on your screen, so don't worry, you will have access to enlarged maps. After
I did
this.
drop the link into the chat, but if somebody else needs it, I can drop it in a few times throughout the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you, Rachel. So well, let's get started with our signature route, the 30-mile route, traffic-free around Manhattan. This is the one that brings everyone in. Our 30-mile route provides an instantly iconic cycling experience that you'll hopefully never forget. No bike paths for us. Participants enjoy the New York City highway system to its fullest, starting with no cars, the best way to possibly enjoy the highway system in New York City. Starting south down the West Side Highway through Battery Park Tunnel onto the top of the FDR up under the United Nations. You ride by Yankee Stadium, sorry Mets fans, and take in all 21 of Manhattan's bridges. If I have any bridge heads on the call, you'll see my personal favorite and oldest in the city was built in 1848. You have to do some research on that one to identify it, but come talk to me at the finish line when you see it. Please do keep your head about you as you take in all these incredible sights. The route is largely unchanged, but it is just as breathtaking as always. We will be talking about responsible rider safety in a bit, but it is something that we encourage you to keep in mind while you're experiencing our 30-mile route.
Okay, and for those of you looking for more of a challenge, we also have the 50-mile route. So this route follows the first 19 miles of the 30-mile route. At Inwood Park at the top of the island, we will split the pack, and the 50-milers are going to be routed towards the George Washington Bridge. This year, we'll be taking advantage of the renovated and updated North Side bike path. This bike path features improved entry and exit points on each side of the bridge and is slightly wider than the older path. Once riders cross over the bridge, they will enter the Palisades Park and head north, enjoying the challenging hills of northern New Jersey before turning back south in Alpine along 9W. Riders will follow 9W south back to the George Washington Bridge to return to New York City and then follow the marked route back to our finished festival. Sam, I'll let you take over and tell us what's happening up at Inwood Park.
Great. All right. So Inwood Hill, if you guys have done this event before, you're very familiar with Inwood Hill. It's a great, beautiful location up in the Bronx. And this is the only rest stop for that 30-mile route. So once you arrive into this rest stop, everyone will need to dismount their bikes on West 118th Street. Here you'll dismount and then you'll enter into the rest stop. So we'll have many different things for you guys there. First aid if you need it. We'll also have snacks and water available for you guys. So different things to get you guys a little bit more energy after you just rode some miles down the FDR and West Side Highway. We'll also have Trek partnering with us too here for bike repair. So if you need any assistance while you're here, they're able to help you inflate your tires or anything that you might need. We'll also have a DJ and some announcements there to keep you guys having fun and excited while we wait for NYPD to release you guys back out onto the course. So the NYPD, they are the ones that will release you guys back out to the course to head back out onto the West Side Highway. So the timing that you guys will be released is fully dependent on them. But I would expect to be there about 30 minutes. Hopefully shorter of just waiting there so you guys can get refueled and hang out there while they're getting ready. And then I think the next one is also me. So the George Washington Bridge. So for the 50-mile route, the exit for this will be along the West Side Highway. We'll have plenty of signage out there and also lots of resources out there, staff from our end, and then also NYPD there to help you exit for that 50-mile route. So just make sure that you're paying attention to the road and paying attention to signage that'll be high up on L poles for you guys. So they're to be higher, so make sure you're looking out for that and looking out for delineators as well along the West Side Highway for exit 14. So once you exit from the West Side Highway, you'll then end up on Riverside Drive. So you'll take a left onto Riverside Drive, a right onto West 181st Street. You'll turn onto Cabrini Boulevard, and then you'll enter onto the north side of the George Washington Bridge. If you rode it last year, we were on south side of the George Washington Bridge, but it's very exciting. This year, they've opened up a much wider walking path and biking path So I think it'll be a great experience because it's brand new for you guys to head over onto the Jersey side. All right, I will kick it back over.
Okay,
Thanks,
so once you have wrapped up your ride, you're going to be back at our Finish Line Festival. We're very excited to share that one of the biggest updates to our ride this year is going to be our new site for our festival. So Pier 76, which is located at 36th Street and the Hudson River, is going to be our new home for Bike MS NYC. This new location is going to bring all of the elements for our Bike MS. It's going to bring all the elements for our Bike MS finish experience into one central location. So riders will be able to ride through the finish line and park their bikes only steps away from our Finish Line Festival. Riders will collect their finisher medal and t-shirt as they enter the festival area to enjoy lunch provided by our partners Bear Burger. We'll also have live music, a general seating area, as well as an enhanced VIP area for our top fundraisers and our elite teams. Riders who are over 21 will be able to enjoy our craft beer area that will begin pouring at 10 a.m. Our Finish Festival goes on all afternoon and closes at 5 p.m. Friends and family are welcome to enjoy the festival area as well and to come help celebrate with our riders. And now I'll send it back to Jesse to talk about all our delicious food options at the ride.
I know it's me and talking about food in front of everybody at dinner time on the East Coast, but I'll try to make it quick. Anyone who's ridden a bike more than a mile knows cyclists need fuel, so food is important. Breakfast at the Sunday start line will be limited. There's water, sports drinks, breakfast bars, and bananas will be available on vehicles in our start chute, right next to Bike Tech, so that's convenient, along the West Side Highway. Please try to arrive with a full stomach, and full water bottles is very important. You want to ensure you're ready to get on the road. Elite 150 members and members of our elite teams are welcome to enjoy a hot breakfast and coffee on Pier 76 starting at 6 a.m. Just show your credentials for access to that perk. Our rest stops along the route, those are the Inwood and New Jersey rest stops, are stocked with snacks such as gels, pickle juices, fruits, bars, sports drinks, and chips. Gluten-free options will be available in limited supply and quantities. If you have special dietary needs outside of these that may need extra consideration, please reach out to your cyclist representative. We cannot guarantee that they're accommodated, but we'll see what we can do. Lunch at Pier 76 is provided by Bear Burger, as Pete mentioned, and will include beef burgers, chicken burgers, and veggie burgers, as well as the assorted toppings that come along with those. And as Pete mentioned again, if you're over 21 and are so inclined, please enjoy a craft beer in our beer garden. Beer tickets will be available for purchase on site the day of the event. VIP beer line is available for super and elite teams, top fundraisers, and elite 150 members. Top fundraisers and our E150 enjoy a beer on us as a thank you for being in those clubs.
I'm meeting. I'll call you back in a minute.
And just a reminder, if we do have, if we can keep on mute while we're in the meeting until questions, that would be great. Thank you. All right, so that just about wraps up Ride Day. I'm sure you still have questions, and we'll get to those at the end. But there's still more topics you should know before you ride. Know before you go. There we go. Got it right. Pete, kicking it back your way.
So I've seen a couple questions in the chat already about bike rentals. Just to make sure there's no confusion. If you have your own bike and you would like to ride your own bike, please bring your own bike and ride. But we are happy to share that, once again, we are partnering with Unlimited Biking. As a company, they're going to assist with our riders who are looking for a rental option. So that means if you don't own a bike or you just prefer not to travel with your bike to the ride, Unlimited Biking will provide rentals for pickup and return right at our start area the morning of the ride. All rental reservations must be made in advance, and all bike rentals come with a helmet and a bike bag. All you have to do is click on the Unlimited Biking logo on our ride website to be taken to the Unlimited Biking Bike MS New York City landing page to make your reservation. All reservations made on that site will automatically be cataloged and brought to our site. Our rental options for this ride do range from hybrids to traditional road bikes, even tandem bikes. So this is a great option for those of you looking to rent. If you do go this route, I do suggest you show up to the bike rental tent as early as possible. Rental pickups will begin at 6 a.m. We anticipate for each year we see anywhere in the ballpark of 300 rentals being picked up. So there can be a line, and it can take a few minutes to square each rider away with seat adjustments and things to make sure the bike is ready to go for them. So we can give it back to Jesse now to talk about what else you can bring to the ride.
Great. So let's start with our must-haves. You'll want to make sure you have a helmet, obviously. In fact, you need one. Your rider number, bike plate, emergency wristband, and ID, which we've covered. And those are in your what? Rider packet. Reminder, you will not be able to participate without the contents of your rider packet. Of course, you're probably going to want to bring a bike as well or rent one from Unlimited. This event, I already saw a question about weather. This event runs rain or shine, and participants should plan accordingly. Layers and comfort are the name of the game when it comes to choosing your outfit for the day. I know style gets up there, but you really want to make sure that you're comfortable and come prepared with easily removable or adjustable layers. Please do keep in mind that the start line, finish line, and 98% of the course do run along the waterfront. It is going to be in the morning, and it could be breezy or chilly. Typically, we're running between the low to mid 50s to the mid to high 70s or 60s. It really can fluctuate late October. You know what you can handle, please plan accordingly. Also, take a look at the other recommended extra bike tubes, bike supplies, sunscreen, and anything that's going to keep you comfortable on the ride. You'll definitely want to consider packing and bringing with you. Good question about backpack limits, because we're going to be moving right into what not to bring. So our partners in the NYPD have issued guidelines that we must enforce when it comes to bags on the route. And I am going to read this out because it is important. Large bags that fit into the following specifications will not be permitted. Bags with shoulder straps, including backpacks, hydration packs, drawstring bags, and messenger bags, panniers or bags that hang on the side of your bike, covered baskets, or any bag over 420 cubic inches or 6.9 liters. Participants with bags that fall outside the approved guidelines may be asked to dispose of their bag or store it off-site or be pulled from the ride. These guidelines are determined by the NYPD and have been in effect since 2001. We are obligated to obey them. Please keep in mind, though, that when you're renting a bike from Unlimited Biking, the handlebar bag that comes with that bike is approved for the ride, and they are permitted on the route. Other approved bags include saddlebags, frame bags, handlebar bags, fanny packs, and uncovered baskets. Rachel put a link to the bag descriptions in the chat there if you want to check that out a bit more. We want everyone to have an enjoyable and safe experience on Bike MS New York City, and we're counting on you to help us do that, which is going to move me into more about safety appropriately. So with that in mind, it's important that each and every cyclist set a good and safe example from the time you arrive at the start location to the time you cross the finish line to the time that you exit the festival. Follow the rules of the road and respect communities we ride through. Be respectful and courteous to your fellow cyclists and supporting volunteers. While Bike MS provides the necessary tools to educate all Bike MS New York City cyclists on proper riding etiquette, it's up to you to be a responsible cyclist. Do your part to ensure that everyone arrives safely at that finish line. Remember, be safe, be courteous, be responsible. All right, and we'll talk a little bit about safe cycling basics. So know and use your verbal signals while out on the route. It helps keep you and other riders safe. If you've never done it before, It may feel goofy calling out to fellow cyclists. It's something that sometimes takes practice, and that's totally okay. If you have a loved one at home, if you have a pet that you want to practice with, I encourage really becoming familiar with your call signs. The important ones are definitely going to be on your left as you're passing, or slowing as you're slowing down. Very important in New York, our streets are paved with gold and beautiful, and never a bump there shall be. Anyone who lives here knows I'm just kidding. If you see a pothole or a rock or some other obstruction, call it out. Pothole, rock, point to it. Make sure the people behind you know. They're going to thank you later when you notice disruptions in the roadway and they can avoid it. So additionally, Bike MS rides do not allow headphones on the route, not even that sneaky little one that you don't think anyone can see. Headphones prevent you from hearing other cyclists and potential instructions from support staff and NYPD. Trust me, the podcasts can wait. Terry Gross will still be there when you get back. I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm making podcast assumptions. Whatever you like to listen to while you work out, it'll be there when you get home. And finally, proper helmets. Proper helmets are a must. They are required at all of our Bike MS events, and you do need to be wearing one the entire time you're on the ride. You can take it off at the finish line, when you cross the finish line and are enjoying food, I should say, not when you're still coasting. There's no exceptions. In addition, make sure that you're wearing your helmet correctly. You want it snug, flat across your head, and ready to go at all times. Protect those beautiful brains. You put in a lot of work for this ride. Make sure that you finish in one piece. Again, if you rented a bike from Biking Unlimited, Unlimited Biking, there we go. A helmet will be provided as part of that rental. I know, we're almost there. So finally, our partners at Trek remind you that your bike needs a safety talk as well. Always follow the ABC quick check before riding. A is for air. Determine that your PSI tire pressure ranges are listed on the sidewall of the tire and they should be in alignment. Ensure your tires are free from debris and are in good order. The last thing you want is a flat on this ride if you can avoid it. Brake. Squeeze, spin, listen, and watch. Grab the brakes. They should contact the rim at the same time and should not pull all the way back to the bar. Give the wheel a spin. Listen and look for any rubbing between the wheel and the brake pad. Excess rubbing can lead to poor braking performance and premature wear on the components. Additionally, if your brakes aren't aligned, they can rub on your tube and it potentially cause a flat. You want to check your crank. Now, if you don't know what your crank is, that's okay. It's that little bit that your chain goes around. And while you're there, check your chain as well. Keep it clean, keep it happy. A clean drivetrain will perform better and last longer. Regularly degreasing and lubricating your chain will provide optimal performance. And you want to check your quick release. This is where your bike connects to your wheels. Ensure that your quick release is in the closed position. This is especially important for people that are transporting their bikes distances. Maybe you took the wheel off. You want to make sure those are aligned, connected, and closed. Close that quick release with enough pressure to leave a small impression on the palm of your hand. Make sure your tire is attached to your bike. It's very important. If you have any question about these things, see a bike professional. If you observe anything or hear anything abnormal, like we've said, Trek bike techs will be available at the start line and at each of the rest stops. So if you notice anything hinky with your bike that you want to get checked out, make sure you do that first. Always choose safety over, I'll deal with it later. They're here to help you. And hey, a bike check is free at this point. You've made it this far. You're not going to get that price anywhere else in New York City. So that was a lot for me. Pete, you still awake? I'm gonna kick it over to you.
I'm still here, I swear.
Fantastic. Pete.
Moving right along, the good news is we've only got 25 more slides to go through. I kid. I just want to take one last moment to thank our sponsors that helped make this ride happen. So make a big thank you to Primal Jerseys, Left Hand Brewing, AM Trust Financial, Bear Burger, Evernorth, Oz Moving, and Trek Bicycles. Now we can turn the presentation over to the audience and take some questions if anybody would like to come on. If we did not get a chance to answer your question in that, please let us know and throw your questions at us right now.
Yeah, we've had a lot of questions in the chat. Again, Rachel, thank you for kind of tackling those as they've come in and handling the slides and the recording. Appreciate that. Yeah, what Pete said. Sorry, I just tried to mansplain questions to Pete. We will do
It's okay. It's
questions
okay.
now. If you're not comfortable speaking on mic, you can also just dump them in the chat. Thanks,
Hey,
Celeste.
guys.
Some of the popular ones in the chat were bike rentals do open at 6 a.m. We did drop in the link for the bag restrictions and the maps a few times, just some of the more popular ones that were repetitive questions.
It looks like Janelle was the first one that I saw with their hand up. Janelle, do you want to come off mic and ask your question?
Hi, sure. Thank you guys so much for making yourselves available. Can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Just wanted to ask regarding donations, is there a deadline for those? Because I have people asking, they're a little worried they might not get a donation in time before the ride. So they just wanted to know, I wanted to assure them really that there's not really a deadline, but can people still submit donations after the ride?
You can absolutely still submit donations after the ride. The donation window technically doesn't close until December 22nd, 2 months out from ride day.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Of course. Jack Weiss is the next one that I see here.
Hey, guys. Appreciate the time this evening.
Hi, Jack.
I'm riding with my company. We have a few folks who will be volunteering at the rest stop, and I just wanted to see if you could explain what that will look like on the ground for those folks a little bit more, please.
Sure. So I'm sorry we don't have our volunteer coordinator on the logistics call tonight. That probably would have been that's a good note for next year. Volunteer positions do range in what they're doing. They could be working in bike parking. They could be working with just bike safety, specifically things like the Inwood rest stop. There is quite an incline coming into the rest stop, so we do have volunteers out there reminding people to slow down, come into bike parking safely. We have volunteers helping us with stocking food and manning snack tables. So I'm not 100% certain what your volunteers will be doing, but if you do want to connect with us off the call, we can try to get a better handle on that. Are you trying to meet up with them or say hi or something like that, or you just want a better picture of what they're going to be doing?
I just wanted a better picture. And who would be the, you mentioned volunteer coordinators on the call. Who would be best to reach out to?
Sure, that's going to be Jessica Rind, and we can drop her contact in the chat.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We are still looking for more volunteers. Oh, thank you, Rachel. We are still looking for more volunteers, largely on the New Jersey side. So if you do have anyone that's interested in volunteering their time, maybe they're not a rider, they don't want to fundraise, but they do want to be involved, volunteering is a great way to do that. Rachel did just, I believe, drop the volunteer inquiry link into the chat there for you to check out. All right, next one I saw was Doug. Doug?
Hi, yeah, I'll let you off the hook on the last name.
Okay, thank you.
No charge. So I am in the midst. I've done this ride a couple of times. I've done the 50 mile and I've done the 30 mile. The quick question is, I'm still in the process of fundraising, and I want to get up to that level where I get the $1,000 mark for the jersey. If I hit that, and if I'll do it even if I have to contribute more on my own to get there before ride day. Will you have jerseys there that we can pick up? And also, once you hit that level, what is the level of amenities that you get? If you're at that level, do you get extra amenities like, I don't know, food, something like that after the ride? How's that play out?
So I'll take the jersey question first. And Pete, knock me out of the way if you want to. I don't have to answer all these, but we can arm wrestle for it later.
You're on a roll.
So yes, you can come and pick up your jersey. Let's say you qualify on ride morning, you can absolutely come and get that jersey. We can look you up. You just want to check in with customer service. And no,
no, go ahead,
Rachel. Oh, okay. I'm very attuned to Rachel subtly shaking her head at me, so I thought that was the wrong answer. But you do want to check in with customer service, and we'll make sure that you get the appropriate ride jersey. We want as many of those top fundraiser jerseys in the shoot as possible. That beautiful yellow is going to look good on all of you. As far as other top fundraiser perks, we also get with that jersey, you'll get a credential. The credential will have all of your perks on it as well. So you do get access to the VIP beer line. And the VIP food service line. So you get some sort of faster service at those two pieces.
I'm going to be staying at the Courtyard Marriott. I understand you guys are going to be camped out there. Are any of these, services, to pick up these credentials and the jersey going to be available at the hotel, or is it only going to be at the pier?
So the Courtyard Marriott is the location that's hosting packet pickup on Friday and Saturday before the ride. If you're staying at the hotel, do come down, see us, pick up your packet. That's one last packet for us to bring to the start line.
I've got the packet.
Oh, you got it
Got-
already.
I
Come
got it
down,
in the
say
mail.
hello, and get your jersey.
Yeah,
So you're
okay.
good.
Yeah,
Yep.
great. Thank you.
And Pete, Rachel, myself, and a host of other National MS Society employees will be present. I did see Celeste hop on with her hand and hop off. Maybe that question
I
got
just-
answered.
Yeah, I just didn't see the link for the volunteer. I'm gonna try to get my daughter's high school to send a whole bunch of volunteers over, so
Perfect.
I see the link, so that's good. Thank you.
Right. Pete, I'm gonna let you take Christine Bond has a question.
Hey, Christine, what can we do for you?
Hey, Pete. I have a question about timing. So I'm not terribly fast. So can you remind me what time I need to get to, like how much time do I have to get to that first rest stop? I think mile 19, where the buses aren't chasing me down. Like, what's my goal?
That's a great question. Our typical pace, I believe, and Rachel might correct me if I'm wrong, is it's about 10 to 12 miles per hour. The SAG vehicles are not going to chase you down terribly fast. So you do, especially if you can get yourself towards the beginning of the shoot, you should have more than enough time to get up to Inwood Park before the SAG vehicles come along. The vehicles will be tailing the very back of the pack. So if you are concerned about that, I would say to try to make your way to the beginning of the shoot in the morning to give yourself just a little extra time. But 10 to 12 miles per hour, I believe, is the speed at which the chase pack follows our riders.
Yeah, and I saw Sam pop up. Sam, can you give us first rider, last rider timing on the Inwood to maybe give Christine a better idea based on our estimates?
Yeah, so I don't have it. Sorry, I don't have it pulled up
I
right
think
in
it's
front
like
of me.
8:15 is first rider, and I want to say like
Yeah.
about 9 o'clock is last.
Yeah, so we do anticipate the last rider to be at 10 miles per hour. So we're looking at the last rider coming in around like 9:40.
That's at mile 19.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, great. Thanks.
All right. Keep in mind too, New York does not allow us to give out beer before 10 a.m. on Sundays. So if you're racing to the finish line, you don't want to be too early. Celeste, I did see yours come up first, and then Kelly, I saw yours second. So Celeste, why
Yeah,
don't
I have a question this time. Question with regard to the elite kickoff. The elite folks get to ride earlier or at the front of the shoot. Is that still a thing? And can you bring a guest or no? One guest or no?
So Elite does there is the VIP section in the chute is towards the front of the chute. It is behind the iRide with MS portion, but it is in the front there. To your question about bringing a guest, you can definitely invite someone to the Finish Line Festival. Are you asking specifically, can you bring a friend into the chute with you?
Yeah, can I bring my daughter into the shoot with me
I think
to
that'll
lead
be
off
fine.
early?
Yes. There is a $10 charge, which I will collect.
Well, I have your tip. It's bigger than $10 though. Okay.
Great. Fantastic. Yes, you can. We're not going to tackle people if they're coming in with a friend. Kelly?
Hi, guys. Just a quick question. Is there any photography, like professional photography throughout the ride? And is the ride with the bib, does it have the tracking on it? For
So
timing?
we will have photographers on the route. We don't have the chip system. I think
Okay.
like you're thinking like a marathon or a road race where you run over bits.
Yeah, like I did the 5-borough bike tour in
Yeah.
May and they had the chip.
So our photography coverage is not that extensive.
Right.
What you're thinking, we don't have the photographers in the sort of photography blinds getting everybody. They are scattered around the route, and we are working on where they're going to be stationed at this point. But
Okay.
yeah, we won't have a comprehensive photograph of everyone after the
Yep,
event.
no worries. Thank you.
Though if you know any volunteers who want to do that, we're always looking for ways to expand our coverage in that area. So if you do work with companies or you have anybody that would want to be involved with a ride like ours, we're always open to talk to them.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Karen?
I just have a question because I've never ridden with my tandem captain before, so I have no idea what our pace is going to be at this time. If 10 to 12 miles per hour is for the shorter route, what is it for the longer route? So I can set expectations with him beforehand and we can choose which route we're going to do.
It's similar, is that right, Sam?
Yeah, so for the 50-mile route, we anticipate that the last rider would do it the 10-mile pace as well. We do put into there for timing, stopping at the rest stops, understanding that some people might take a little bit longer at a rest stop versus others. Also with the 50-mile route, there is no, we don't have the NYPD following us because you're back onto open streets once you get into New Jersey. So there is more flexibility for that last rider that's coming through, and there isn't as harsh of cutoff times.
Okay. And about because my uncle's going to pick me up from the ride, about what time would that be?
So the last rider is anticipated to come in around 1:40.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course.
Yep, and then the festival closes at 5. So at that point, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay on Pier 76. All right, I love all the questions. Do we have any more coming in?
I think I've covered the majority on the chat. Oh, there's Lisa.
Just saw
She's got
Lisa. All right, Lisa. Lisa, you're still on mute. It's all right.
Hello.
It happens to me every single time.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, so question is, I bike with MS and my spouse is with me who doesn't bike with MS. Is my spouse allowed to be with me when I take off, or is my spouse relegated to the back of the pack?
No, you can stay together.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Erin, your hand's still
Sam,
up. I
we
think you
do
asked your question.
we do have a Sam, if you have a sec, we do have a question on the 50-mile route. I want to make sure I've got it clear. Keith Sherwood is asking, so on the 50-mile when we come back, will there be open streets when we come back? For some reason, I want to say we shift to the bike path on the return.
Correct. So
but I wasn't 100%.
Yeah, so once you enter back into Manhattan over the George Washington Bridge, you'll be on open streets. So there is traffic, so following rules of the road. There is a couple turns that would then get you back onto the bike path that you'll follow all the way down to Pier 76. We'll have plenty of people that are out there helping to assist if there is any issues or, but making sure that you stop at the stoplights and to follow the rules of the road once you're back into Manhattan for that 50-mile.
Thank you. That's a good question. All right. Unless anyone has any last questions, I know we're coming up on our 8 p.m. time. I did just want to say thank you again for giving us your attention tonight and your interest. I hope we were able to answer everything you had in mind. This is inevitably going to trigger a bunch more questions. You're going to think of something while you're lying in bed, I'm sure, and go, I should have asked that. But please do not hesitate to keep reaching out to us. We love helping you as you get closer and closer to this event, which is going to be a great one. And thank you to my co-presenters tonight, Pete, Sam, and thank you again, Rachel. And I will, unless Sam or Pete or Rachel have anything else to say, I will say thank you and bow out. Perfect.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much,
Have a
guys.
wonderful night, and we can't wait to see you in 2.5 weeks. Ah.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, everybody. Looking forward to it.
I'm going to stop the recording now.